Hello everyone, my name is Chibike0. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing how to set up a simple PV system. In this installation, the components that will be used are first the inverter. So this inverter is 1000 watts with 12 volts input DC and 230 volts AC output. Then we have the charge controller, where we have one input from the solar panel, then an output to the battery and one output to the load. So each of the input and output has two terminals each. One is input from the solar panel, another one is output from output to the battery, then the next and last is output to the load. So each of these terminals have positive and negative, meaning you have your positive from the solar panel to the positive terminal of the input to the charge controller, and as well as the negative. The same applies to the battery and also the load. So when the battery is connected, here we indicate that the battery is connected with a steady light that is red in color. As soon as the solar panel is receiving light and is connected, here we start to blink, and this place will start to change from red to light color like yellow or white, while here will be blinking. As soon as it is fully charged, this place will stay steady, indicating that the battery is fully charged. And this is the battery. This is a deep cycle lead acid battery, self-maintenance free battery, meaning that you don't need to service this battery, you don't need to add more acid or electrolyte on it. Then this is the solar panel. This is a 60 watt solar panel. So it has an input, one negative and one positive. Then we have the cables. These cables are, this is 16 mm cable for the battery connection to the charge controller, and we have another cable which is 4 mm for the solar panel to the charge controller. Then this is our load. Our load is an incandescent bulb, 60 watt incandescent bulb fitted on a display board. So all this is what we're going to be making use of in this configuration. So follow me as we proceed. Let's start by stripping the cables. These are the two cables that will be stripping for the battery. So we'll strip the cables. After stripping the cables, you go on to connect them to the charge controller. When you are done with the charge controller, you proceed to the battery. Make sure you observe the polarity so that you don't get the charge controller damage. So we take the negative cable to the negative terminal of the battery. Fasten them with the spanners. Next is we connect the positive cable of the charge controller to the battery. As soon as you make the connection, the charge controller will come on. You can see this is the battery indicator showing that the battery has been connected, and because the charge controller leads 12 volts and 24 volts, that is why you need to connect them first to the battery to select your battery configuration. So right now it has indicated that the battery is connected, and the battery you have here is 12 volts battery. Great. So next is we connect to the panel. As you can see, the panel has two terminals, the negative and the positive. So now we are going to proceed to connect the negative to the negative terminal of the panel. Then connect the positive to the positive terminal of the panel. Once you're done, you will see the charge controller will start charging. I see the light blinking, showing that it is receiving this light and it is charging. So we are done with the first set of connection, which is from the charge controller to the battery, then from charge controller to the solar panel. So we proceed with the inverter to connect the inverter to the battery. As usual, you maintain the polarity, making sure that you take the positive to where the positive is, and the negative to where the negative of the battery is. So we'll take the positive here and make a grip. Then take the negative and make a grip. So as soon as you do that, the inverter will come on. So after the inverter is on, the next is, this is the output of the inverter. The next is we bring our load. This is our load board. So we are going to connect this load to inverter for it to power the load. So we plug it in. So as soon as you make the connection, you can see the load, it will come on. This is the load. This is a 60 watt bulb powered by the inverter and the battery. To this end, this is what a simple solar system looks like. So we have here the inverter, the battery, the charge controller, the solar panel, and the load. Thank you.